All right, y'all. I don't know what Walking Dead's gonna do with Negan in season 8, but all I can say is Negan ain't got shit on Ferguson. Man, I'm telling you, these seasons just get better and better, man. So I just finished season 3 of Wentworth, and whew, man, not only is this probably the best season of the series so far. I mean, I still got 2 more seasons to go, but this is like one of the best seasons, like period, that I've ever seen on any show. That's a bold statement, but I feel it's an accurate statement because this season, from first episode to 12, flawless. Like there were no fillers. It was just, man, it was epic. And what really stood out about this season compared to the first two, like the first 2 seasons were awesome, loved them. I mean, I gave them both A's, right? But this one here, if I can come up with a theme for this season, I would say it's redemption. Okay, there was redemption for a lot of these characters, and some of the characters that I didn't even too much care for. Now, this is spoiler, by the way. Okay, like I said on the season 2 review, if you haven't seen this show, go back and watch it, and then come back and check out these reviews. Okay, so yeah, going into spoiler territory. So what I really dug about the season was, yeah, the redemption of a lot of these characters, especially Frankie. Now, in my second season review, I was saying that I didn't care for Frankie. I felt she was arrogant. She was just a real cocky top dog. I didn't like her. I couldn't wait for B to take her down. And in this season, I found myself feeling sorry for her. Like I really felt sympathetic for her because she's getting ready to be up for parole, and she's real nervous about that. But Ferguson keeps messing with her, and Frankie pretty much feels she has no chance to get out, and she starts seeing a psychiatrist. And I can't remember her name, the psychiatrist's name, but you know, in true Frankie fashion, every time she meets somebody new, as far as somebody like a psychiatrist or whether it be a governor or whatever, like the chick from season 1, Frankie just has a way where she just lures these chicks in and they have a relationship. So a little romance starts budding between the two of them, and Frankie actually shows a real vulnerable side to herself, and you feel sorry for her. Like she, talks about how her upbringing, and how she admits to killing Miss Jackson. So I felt Frankie's character really had an arc in this season, and not only did I feel myself feeling sorry for her, but then I also felt I was rooting for her. I was rooting for her to win. And then we have B, who just from season to season, B's character has just got stronger and stronger. So in this season, she's the top dog, and she shows it. And not only she's a top dog, but it's like she doesn't rule it like the way Frankie and Jax ruled it. Okay, she's trying to be fair. She's trying to really save these women, but in the process of her trying to save these women and do the right thing by these women, because of the governor trying to take her down, Ferguson trying to take her down, she ends up doing more damage than she does good, and she starts to see it. So there even comes to a point where she just doesn't even want to do it anymore. She doesn't even want to be top dog anymore. And then her muscle, Maxine, who I did talk shit about about last season, but Maxine was actually a cool character. I mean, I'm still getting used to seeing a tranny as a character, and but hey, but at the end of the day, they're people too. I mean, I'm not discriminating against nobody. It just takes adjusting to see that. But Maxine's actually a really good character. She's B's backbone, so to say. She's even like a concierge. If you know anything about mafia shit, she's like a concierge to her, and she does right by B, and she helps B find the strength to really rule this prison. So the main focus of the season is really between B and Ferguson. Okay, they're battling out, they're warring it out. B is trying to get privileges for these women in the prison, and Ferguson is really trying to rule with the iron fist and take B down. And because of that, there's casualties. Some women get hurt, and it was just cool the way it played out. And speaking of redemption, Liz, like this character, this season really focused on Liz as well and her redemption. And her daughter, her daughter gets put in prison, and the whole arc with her and her daughter was heartbreaking because Liz, like, she's trying to do the right thing, she's trying to be a good mom, and her daughter's not cutting her any slack, and then she starts back drinking again, and of course the reason for her drinking is this sneaky, slithering, slimy bitch, Jess. You know, at first she was eye candy. I liked her in season two, especially the way she used to flirt with Fletch. You know, there's nothing more sexy than a cute chick, you know, coming on to you and you know flirting with you and playing with you and shit. You know, guys, we love that shit. So I like that about her. But then she did kind of show that savage side. But in this season, she took it to another level where not only was she just being savage, she was being sneaky. And the whole shit she did with Doreen and the baby, man, like that was unforgivable. And the one moment where I did root for Ferguson is when Ferguson actually killed her. You know, when remember she was trying to smother the baby when Jess was trying to smother the baby, and I'm like, somebody please stop her. When Ferguson came, I'm like, this was the first time ever I ever rooted for Ferguson, and when she actually choked Jess out and killed her, I said, holy shit, that's what I needed. Now going to Ferguson, her character was really fleshed out. You know, not only did they show her as a menacing bad guy, an intimidating bad guy, but you start to see her vulnerable side. You start to see that she has some chinks in her armor. She was, you know, she wasn't together as we thought she was, and especially the whole time when she was fencing. I guess that was her pop she was fencing with. There was nobody there. Like she was hallucinating, and as the season kind of drew to an end, you started to see her hallucinate more and more and more, and she started like really losing it. And it kind of reminded me of if you watched the Terminator 2 director's cut when the T-1000 started like kind of wigging out. He was kind of malfunctioning. You could see even though he was a real powerful character, he was like kind of like you starting to fuck up a little bit. That was Ferguson, and you started to see she was falling apart. And that's when everybody started turning on her, and she just started like wigging out, man. And then she started taking it out on Vera, and I'm sticking to my guns. I'm saying Vera's gonna be the new governor, if not this season, the next season, because you start to see her transition into that leadership role, and you start to see that Ferguson's kind of declining and losing his sanity, whereas Vera's trying to stepping up to the plate and being that leader that they need. So yeah, Vera has some moments where she was a bitch in this season, but at the same time, I rooted for her character because she's just trying to do her job. She's trying to do the right thing. And I felt some sympathy for her too when she got injected with that needle and contracted hepatitis, and which was a funny scene where she confronted the person that gave it to her, that butch lady, what was her name, Juice, the big lady. And I swear I laughed my ass off when the wheelchair scene, where she had her in the wheelchair and she was contemplating, dropping her, but then she changed her mind, and then when Juice fucked around and elbowed her and she fell down the stairs anyway, dude, I laughed so fucking loud. I thought that was some of the funniest shit. But this season ended on a good note. Ferguson, she lost power, she lost everything, and the final scene where where the prison kind of caught on fire and everything, and they walked her out, and she looked at the prisoners. You could see that she's not coming back, and I'm not sure if that's the last we're gonna see of Ferguson, but I think she's pretty much done. And Fletch, he's another one. Fletch, he redeemed himself. I thought he died. I'm like, damn, Fletch made it. I thought he died last season, but he came through, lost his memory and everything. But he helped take the governor down, took out her henchman, her thug, and I was actually cheering for that. Like, dude, not since Breaking Bad has it been a show where I actually like stood up and I'm in front of the TV and I'm like applauding, I'm into it. Like, not since Breaking Bad has a show got me like that. So man, good job. I love this show, man. I can't wait to start season 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up, man, and give you my grade on it. What else did I leave out? Yeah, Frankie, Liz, Doreen, with the baby, B, everybody, Mr. Jackson, everybody just had redemption in the season except for Ferguson. Ferguson went down. I think she's pretty much done. But every other character, I think they did them justice. And I thought that was a good touch at the end where Frankie was leaving and she was saying goodbye to everybody. It was kind of an emotional scene where her and Boobs were saying goodbye to each other. I thought that was emotional. It kind of got me a little bit because when you watch a show like this, you see these characters all the time. You get used to them. You gravitate towards them. So I thought it was solid, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and grade this thing. So far, this is the best season of this series. So I'm gonna give season 3 of Wentworth an A+. A+, man. Flawless, perfect. I mean, he can either maintain it or it can go down from here. I don't know how they can top it. I'm probably sure they are, but so far this shit is on point. So what did you guys think of season 3? Comment below, comment freely. Don't forget to subscribe. This is Rashad G signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.